I'm Robert Estrin. Welcome to Living Piano TV. Today's show is about secrets of piano tone. That's right, different people have different sounds on the piano, which in some ways seems counterintuitive. After all, it is a mechanical mechanism where you push a key and a note sounds. Try that on a flute. So, some people try a flute and they can work with it for hours and not get a single note out of it. Same thing with an oboe, French horn. Some instruments are very difficult just in the most basic tone production. Fortunately, piano, the simple type of tone production, even a young child can do it. But the finer points of getting a truly beautiful sound on a piano, there's an art to that we're going to explore today. All right, so we're going to start with chord technique. I remember when I was a young child, I had the opportunity to hear the great pianist Arthur Rubinstein in concert. And he played, one of the encores he played was the Ritual Fire Dance of Emanuel de Falla. And he did this thing with his hands. You may see videos of him where it's kind of like this, and it's very exciting. But you know what? That's all just for show, because in reality, pianists who want to get a good sound will always strike from the surface of the keys and release all the weight of the arms to the bottom of the key bed all at once, not striking from above. To demonstrate the difference in tone, first I'm going to play some chords from the Tchaikovsky B-flat minor piano concerto, and I'm going to play slapping them from above. The second time I'll do it from right at the surface of the keys, releasing all the weight of my arms to the bottom of the key bed, touching the keys before playing each of the chords. Listen to the difference. Now, releasing the weight from touching the keys. Hopefully you can hear the difference on your computer speakers. I suggest using a fine pair of headphones if you can't hear the difference. Here in the room, it's a striking difference, literally, because the first time striking those keys in that manner gives a slapped sound, because essentially I am slapping the keys. The second time, even though it's strong, it's kind of like when a good masseuse works on you. There's a lot of energy, but it doesn't hurt because it's a smooth energy. And it's the same thing with the way to play chords. So remember, the secret is to, no matter how powerfully you're playing, strike from the surface of the keys when playing with the arms. Wrist technique is a different story. When you need great speed, there is some motion above the keys. But I'm talking about big, massive chord technique. Must come from the surface of the keys to get a beautiful sound. The other type of playing I want to talk about is a singing line on a piano. And this is fundamental to all instruments, but the piano has a particular challenge in that every note is dying away as soon as you play it. Other instruments mimic the human voice. Think of all wind instruments. They all use the breath to get a smooth rise and fall, just like I do with my voice when I'm speaking to you. It's the most natural thing in the world. Everything in life is a cycle. Life itself is one big phrase. Each day the sun comes up high in the sky and then comes night. The ocean waves. That's what brings life to music, is having that phrase, that sense of breath. And other instruments, it's also obvious. A violinist has the bow. That's the analog to the breath. What do we have as pianists? Well, we do have something, thank goodness. And what we have is the weight of the arm. The weight of the arm shifts from finger to finger, but there's always downward weight on the keys. So it's not a calculation of playing each note louder and louder to the top of a phrase and softer to the bottom, because you will just end up with a calculated performance. Instead, you have the analog, you have the actual fluidity, that the weight of the arm transferring smoothly from finger to finger with substantial down weight on the key after it is pressed. and that is what guides note to note and gives you the smooth line. Let me demonstrate by playing a theme from the Chopin G minor ballade, first calculating note by note, trying to create a line that way. It's impossible to get a good line, but I'm going to try my darndest for you for the sake of this video so you can hear for yourself. The second time I'll play it with weight of the arm transferring smoothly from finger to finger, getting a smooth, hopefully singing line for you. Now with the weight of the arm. I hope you could hear the difference. Here in the room, it's quite profound. Now, there are other things you can do that I'll mention. One thing is trying to play the best possible pianos whenever you can. You'll find that by playing a concert grand or a larger grand that's voiced and regulated well, when you go back to your piano or a lesser instrument in a practice room, you'll remember the sound. When I was going to music conservatory, I would first check the recital hall and the big studios to see if any of the great pianos or the better pianos were available. Because even if I got only 10 or 20 minutes on it, I'd remember the sound and I would know what I'm searching for on the lesser instruments. It's very helpful. More than that, being in a big room, like a big open space like this, is great because you can fill the room and try to get to the last row. Try to do that when you're in a cubbyhole. It's a great challenge. So any opportunity you have to play in a good space on a good piano, take advantage of it, and you can bring more music to your piano or any piano you find. Thanks for joining me for Living Piano TV. I welcome more of your suggestions for future shows. Thanks very much. I'm Robert Estrin, and visit the website. There's lots of good information there as well at livingpiano.com. See you next time on Living Piano TV.